Let's begin. You have been told a story about success, a story that is clean, linear, predictable. The story says you set a goal, you work hard, and you arrive. It is a story of a straight line from where you are to where you want to be. And this story is not just incomplete, it is a lie. It is the single greatest obstacle standing between you and the life you are capable of living in 2026, because it teaches you to look for the wrong things. It teaches you to measure your progress by visible, dramatic leaps. It teaches you to wait for a sign, for a spark, for a perfect beginning. And in that waiting, your most valuable asset, time, slips silently through your hands. Today, we dismantle that myth, not with hype, but with clarity, not with a promise of a shortcut, but with the quiet truth of the path, your path. Success does not look the way you have been told it looks. The invisible work is the only work that matters. Think of a great tree. What do you see? The trunk, the branches, the leaves. But what you do not see is the root system. That root system is often twice as large, twice as deep, and twice as complex as what rises into the air. It is hidden in darkness. It is silent. It does its work without applause, and it does one thing. It gathers water, silently, consistently. It gathers the essential resource. Now think of your goal. Think of the skill you want to master, the business you want to build, the body you want to create, the mind you want to cultivate. You are looking at the trunk and the branches. You are imagining the canopy, but you are ignoring the roots. The root system is your daily practice. The root system is the study when no one is watching. It is the resistance training of your character on a Tuesday afternoon when you are tired and uninspired. This is the invisible architecture of your future. In 2026, you must fall in love with the root system. You must find dignity in the gathering of water in the dark. This brings us to a law, not a theory, a law. The law of prepared receptivity. Opportunity does not meet readiness. Readiness meets opportunity. They are not two separate entities that occasionally collide in a lucky moment. They are a single process. Readiness is the active pursuit of opportunity before it even appears. It is the calibration of your tools in the workshop long before the specific project is assigned. It is the conditioning of your mind and body in peace so they are not found wanting in moments of pressure. When you are truly ready, you do not recognize opportunity as something foreign and startling. You recognize it as the natural next step in a sequence you have already begun. You have already been walking the path, and the so-called opportunity is simply the next bend in the road now visible to you. Most people stand at the trailhead waiting for a sign that the path is safe, that the weather is perfect, that they have the right shoes. The prepared person is already a mile into the forest, map in hand, adjusting their pace to the terrain. In 2026, you will not wait for opportunity to validate your readiness. You will validate your readiness by creating the conditions where opportunity is inevitable. And in those moments of pressure, something essential is revealed, not just about your skill, but about your patterns. Pressure is not an obstacle. Pressure is an X-ray. It cuts through the veneer of how you see yourself and shows you the underlying structure of your habits, your thought processes, your default responses. Let me give you an example. Consider two people facing a financial crisis. The first person has never built the mental muscle of delayed gratification. Their pattern, revealed under pressure, is panic and short-term thinking. They might sell an asset at the worst possible time to alleviate immediate anxiety. The second person has practiced financial discipline in times of plenty. They have a pattern of assessment and strategic action. Under the same pressure, their pattern is to analyze, to conserve, and to look for the strategic move. The pressure did not create these patterns, it revealed them. Here is another example. Two leaders face a public failure of a project. One has a pattern of deflecting blame, of protecting their ego. That pattern will be revealed in how they speak to their team, in the memos they write. The other has cultivated a pattern of radical responsibility, of seeing failure as data. Their response will be to gather the team and ask, "What did we learn?" The event is the same, the pressure is identical, but the patterns, built in thousands of invisible moments beforehand, dictate the trajectory of what happens next. In 2026, you will not fear pressure. You will welcome it as the most honest diagnostic tool you have. You will say, "Show me my patterns so I can see what I need to build." To build those patterns, you must protect one asset above all others. It is more valuable than money, more fragile than glass, and more powerful than any talent you possess. That asset is your focus. Your attention is the currency of your transformation. It is the capital you invest in every meaningful endeavor. And in the modern world, it is under a sustained, sophisticated, and merciless attack. Distraction is not an annoyance. It is the theft of your future self. You must protect your focus, not with good intentions, but with ruthless systems. You must guard it like a master jeweler guards a vault of priceless diamonds. You must understand that every ping, every notification, every quick check is a withdrawal from your cognitive capital. It is a fragment of the mental energy you could have invested in building a skill, in thinking a deep thought, in connecting with a loved one. This year, you must become a zealot for your own attention. You must create zones of silence. You must design your environment so that the right thing is the easiest thing to do, and the distracting thing requires conscious effort. This is not about discipline in the moment of temptation. That is a losing battle. This is about strategy long before the moment arrives. You remove the batteries from the smoke alarm so it cannot scream while you are trying to concentrate. You do not ask your willpower to fight a war on 100 fronts every day. You design peace so your willpower can be deployed on a single, meaningful front. How then do you deploy it? There is a sequence, an algorithm. It is learn, apply, evaluate, correct, persist. This is the engine. This is the cycle that turns knowledge into capability and capability into results. First, you learn. You absorb a principle, a technique, a fragment of truth. But learning without application is self-deception. It is mental hoarding. So you immediately apply. You take that fragment and you use it in the real world. You write the paragraph. You make the sales call. You perform the exercise. You have the difficult conversation. Then, and this is the crucial step most skip, you evaluate. You step back, you look at the result with cold, clear eyes, not with self-judgment, but with the curiosity of a scientist. What worked? What didn't? Where was the gap between my intention and the outcome? This evaluation leads directly to correction. You adjust your approach, you refine the technique, you close the gap, and then you persist. You run the cycle again. Learn, apply, evaluate, correct, persist. This is not a one-time event. It is a perpetual motor machine for your growth. One cycle turns the wheel 1 degree. 10,000 cycles turn it completely. In 2026, you will not seek to learn more and more new things. You will seek to run this cycle faster and more consistently on the few things that matter most. This requires a fundamental shift in your source of energy. You must move from motivation to discipline. Motivation is a weather system. It comes and goes. It is based on feeling. Discipline is a geography. It is the landscape you build, regardless of the weather. Discipline is a system that operates independently of your mood. You do not wait to feel like building your future. You build a system that builds your future whether you feel like it or not. Your writing system is that you write every morning from 6 to 7 a.m. Your health system is that you prepare your meals every Sunday and you move your body at 5 p.m. every weekday. Your learning system is that you read for 20 pages each night. These systems are non-negotiable structures. They are the rails on which your life runs. When motivation is high, the train goes faster. When motivation is low,
The train still moves forward because the rails are there. Moods are irrelevant to the rails. In 2026, you will stop asking yourself, "How do I feel?" You will start consulting your systems. You will ask, "What does the system require of me right now?" This transfers the burden from your volatile emotional state to your stable, pre-decided structure. You are not a cork bobbing on the ocean of your feelings. You are the captain who plots the course and maintains the engine, in calm seas and in storm. And on that course, you must understand the nature of time. You must develop strategic patience. Growth operates in seasons, not in days. You cannot harvest in the season of planting. You cannot plant in the season of harvesting. Each phase has its purpose. The winter of preparation feels barren. It feels